It's good to be alive. Good to be alive. Yeah. It's good to be alive, and we all want to see you thrive. Hang on for the ride. This is Paul Vibes, bringing you a spiritual flow and information that can remedy the soul. A man for the people, message in a bottle, but he threw it in a podcast. Now it's full throttle. Life is never hollow, but if you ever feel twisted or need to be lifted, yo, my man is gifted.
Hello everybody, Paul Vibes here. Welcome to another episode of the People's Podcast. I got Kristina Lucia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, yes. So good to see you.
It's funny because, we have a lot of mutual friends and we vibed right away. We spoke on the phone. I loved your energy, your mission, your story, and that's what you're here to tell us about, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I loved your tagline, find your vibe, find your tribe, find your vibe.
Your vibe attracts your tribe, something like that.
Yes, exactly. But it rhymed, and I loved it. It was great.
It's all about the vibes, as you know.
Yes, absolutely, totally agree.
And you have a great vibe, your business, and that's what I want to know about. You've been doing it not for that long, right? It's kind of a newish thing, right?
Not for that long. So I started this business I started it in November 2019. So a little less than a year ago.
Whoa, wait, November 2019?
Yeah.
Whoa,
yeah.
This is trippy, you know
yeah.
why? Guess when this podcast started.
Same time?
Same month, same year. Wow. See, the weird things that you realize, synchronistic events.
I know, right?
And isn't it crazy to look maybe at your business and even mine too, how far I've come, you've come?
Right. No, I was saying that to you on the ride over here, how when I got to 100 subscribers, I felt like, oh my God, my first milestone!
Awesome.
It was just unreal. It was absolutely unreal.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it was really
Congratulations.
Really excited. Thank you. Yeah. So I started, it's funny how it started, because I think that's why I feel like you might be in the same boat where it started so fast. So if you go back a couple of years prior, 2017, in reaction to a breakup, I learned to crochet, which is what my little friends here are made from. This is their the technique that I use to make
nice
them.
To meet you.
Yes. This is Lucy, and this is Eddie. And so what happened is I started learning in reaction to a breakup, and also I'm from an Italian family. And this one, they're both named after my grandparents. And Lucy, my great-grandmother, her mother was a crocheter. And I got tired of hearing my mom always complain, so when I needed something new to get over this guy, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna learn to crochet. And so I started with baby blankets. And the first baby blanket I ever made, I gifted to my friend Moses. And he sent me pictures. And seeing a child fall in love with your product, your gift, is memorable. And then the other major pinnacle in my process was actually that December, I made a butterfly blanket and a star blanket for my friend's children. And it was from the Christmas tree. Christmas is my favorite holiday.
Who's this? And it's such a fun holiday.
Right? I know. I love it.
I was just looking back at childhood footage, and I was like, oh, man.
Right? You have to love it. It's like, and then we're always like, where's that toy? we would always go searching in the attic for that toy, because you'd be like, we bought that toy. And my mom would always be like, oh my God, give me a break. That was 5 years ago. You have 100 other things since then. But it was those magical homemade movies. I totally get it. But yeah, this Christmas was even more special for me personally as an adult. So my friend's daughter and son, I gave them these blankets, and my friend turned to me, it was just her husband was at work that day, and she said, I want to ask you to be Liana's godmother.
Wow.
And so that's how I became a godmother. And it was really, thank you.
Congratulations.
It was really amazing. And so that happened, which was amazing. Then fast forward to that spring 2018, April, I'm a dancer. So I was in class, and I took my last grand jeté in ballet that day, and I thought the floor broke, but it was me. I realized I ruptured my Achilles tendon, which was scary, and ran to surgery. And of course, my first thing that day when I found out I was going on crutches, I started crying, because Karina Smirnoff is my coach, and she was coming to town 2 weeks later, and I realized that I wouldn't be having my coachings with her, so it broke my heart. So actually, a funny story about me. So I actually came in the studio the day of my surgery to say hello to Karina.
That's how dedicated
everybody
you are.
was like, where are you going? I have to go to surgery. I'm like, it's Karina.
The dedication.
Yeah, but she's amazing. She's like my coach. She's a friend. She's an amazing person. And my coach Annie was there. Was also a really good friend. So it was well worth the trip. And I'm still close to both of these ladies. I was actually in the studio with Annie on Friday night, and we actually texted Karina. So like that's
awesome.
It's like even looking back at them, like those relationships with these two ladies has grown.
Amazing.
So when I was stuck on the sofa, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't just watch TV all day. And so I was finishing up a blanket I was working on. And then I started making some more blankets for friends' kids that didn't have something from me. And I started making the loveys, which I didn't bring one today. I wanted to bring my maid too. So you guys could see them.
Got the crew here.
But what happened, the way this teddy bear actually came along, so my friend Moses, the man whose daughter got my first blanket, he and his wife are expecting their second baby. And I was like, oh, well, I can't just make something for the new baby and not for Elisa. And so that's how the first Lucy teddy bear came about, is I made it for Elisa as a big sister gift. Of course. Which one do you want? Boy or girl?
I'll take the boy.
Boy, okay.
Because of my son.
No worries. Yeah, so if you want, they can sit here with us. And so that's how it started. And then while I was injured, I realized like I need to shift my perspective. You know, like we were saying, like I told you, I worked in the bank for a long time, and I was hiding the fact that I'm a dancer, I'm an artist, and while I was on crutches, I started networking. And my networking led me to my career coach, and I started working with a career coach, trying to get out. Fast forward 2019, I got laid off, and being with my coach already for a while, I knew how to write a cold email. I knew how to network.
Thank God you had that coach in that corner, right? And I gotta say, you say amazing things about this coach.
Yeah, no, she's really awesome. I still am with her. I'm very grateful because as an entrepreneur, it can be very lonely. And it's kind of nice having that kind of guiding star in a sense. Like I still make the decisions.
But like you said, it's almost like, not, in a way, it's like a business therapist, right? Because you had that person, I got these things that are happening in my network, or I can't wait to look forward to talking to this person about it.
Exactly. Because sometimes you hear things and you're hearing it, and people can be very convincing. Like we talked about sales tricks on the ride over here, and it's very hard when you're in the tank to see outside of it. And I feel like that's what your coach does. Is she listens to me and is like, well, this is typical. And she's not judgmental, which is very great about her.
And you need all types of coaches, I'm sure you agree. Spiritual, mental, physical, right?
Absolutely.
Dance coaches. And I'm sure there's things that you could coach me and I can coach. And that's just cool, is everybody you meet has unique talents.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
Like, I can't do this, you know. And you even said before, like, I don't know if I can, do the podcast thing. You don't know if you want to do the podcast yet. Because you could, but it's like, you want to stick to things that you're passionate, you're interested in, you're good at, and things like that, you know?
Yep, no, exactly. Yeah. And I find that's where having these people, like my coach Annie, for example, my dance coach, like she's an amazing dancer, and there are things she can do with me that the man I dance with can't. And like it's because I have a male instructor I work with, and same with Karina. Like, yes, she like they're like listening to her. Like I'll listen to her stuff, and I'll go to Annie. I'll say, Annie, translate this. That's like what my coach Matilda does too. It's like this constant. It's like this constant translation. It's like I heard this. What do I think? So they work in different ways, which is really amazing.
How did these guys come to be? So that's how it came. So you're doing the blankets, and then it kind of turned into this, right?
It's stuffed animals, and I still do blankets as well. And so ironically, I was networking, thinking I was going to go into a solid job and develop this on the side, because I had another friend that looked at my work and is like, you have something here. And I was like, I was scared, because like anything else, I was like, how do I do this, blah, blah, blah. And the friend that talked me through this at the time, she kind of functions in a list function, which works well for me, even though I am highly creative. And so I came up with the data, and I presented to my career coach as well. And then every time I went to lunches, I was pitching this idea, and people liked it. So that's what really gave me the first pull, is that these guys like kept getting the attention, my loveys and my stuffed animals. And then when people
I love it, they include the little blanket, the personal blanket.
Yeah, that's like my own touch. I love throwing the little details in there.
No, me too. Attention to detail. Attention. I think that's what you like to set too. Is like it's all about the details.
Well, that's the other thing too. If you notice on these guys, is that there's a heart in the center of her blanket and a heart here. He has a star and he has a star there.
So I want to ask you too, because I want to talk about this more. So what's cool is you told me over the phone that you also are starting, and you have been doing, including stories. It's not just, in today's world, people buy a toy, it gets thrown around and it gets in a garage sale. But what's cool is that you include individual stories. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. So what I did is when I started making it out, so when I started doing the loveys, and again, that's why I haven't done blankets yet for sale, because they are more intensive and I need to get more of a follow before I can produce more of those. Exactly. And so how I started is I looked at toy shapes, because as a father, you know, I'm sure you've probably seen this for your son, is that when you Google toys for children, typically there is a star, there's a square, there's a hexagon, and there's a circle. And my mom, when she was living, she actually tested children for kindergarten. And if a child isn't able to recognize their shapes, like that's something that can hold your child back from going to kindergarten. So I knew if I wanted to be developmental, I needed to have that. So I determined the shapes of the loveys, and then I kind of looked through like, okay, what are the common animals for baby showers? What do adults and children gravitate? That's how I got there. And then I knew I wanted the teddy bears. And so how the stories came along is the names. I love to tell a story. I love names.
And you're a good storyteller, I gotta say.
Yeah, my so funny story. So my friend's son, who's gonna be, oh my god, he's gonna be 6 in November. I can't believe it. So he's still October 30th is his birthday. I do remember. So he's still young enough. He doesn't know I'm teasing, and I'll kind of pull his leg, like he loves dinosaurs, and I'll be like, Lex, I saw a dinosaur. He's like, they're not real. I'm like, yeah, but I really saw one, and like it'll go back and forth, and like I keep nudging, and he doesn't realize I'm nudging, and
it's like finding out that Santa Claus or something isn't real or something.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You're not gonna tell me that, right? I'll be very upset. Okay.
No. Okay. Between us. So that's how the stories came about, is I looked through my family and people that touched me. And so what I did is, like, for example, Lucy, my grandma, like that's how it started off, because I was very close to my grandma, and she told me in the angel reading, you're my favorite, and I'm also her namesake, that's why I'm Kristina Lucia. And so my grandma loved to cook. In my grandparents' blog,
like a good homemade meal, you know?
Yeah, and that's how I learned how to cook, because really from my grandma and my mom, it's like Italian girl, it's how you just kind of learn by trade. It's like
you learn by just testing the food out,
right?
No,
you do. Like it's like your rite to passage. It's like not your, you think typically, okay, you want your kids to read and ride a bike,
cooking.
Do math, cooking. No, yeah, for cooking. It's like you need to feed your family.
I think we got to do the next podcast in your living room, right? If you don't mind, cook
of
with
course.
animals, yeah.
No, I love that. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm all about the I'm about cooking for people, making homemade pasta, the homemade pizza dough. Like by the time I was 12, I knew I would do all of this. And so that's why, like this bear, for example, Lucy, like in her blog, which I haven't decided when it'll be coming out, she cooks. That's one of her big things. And it's actually this past month was her birthday month, because she was a July. My grandma was a Cancer. So this month I did feature her a lot in my content on my social media. Eddie, for example, there's stories that my grandpa, because both of them grew up during the Great Depression. So there were a lot of things needed to be given up. But he was very instrumental, I heard, before he hit his teens. And so I made his character play the violin. Beautiful. So that's where the stories come. And like that little girl I talked about, Elisa, Moses and Frida's daughter, she loves to color. So Beautiful. The bunny is named after her. So Allie the bunny loves to color, and I actually have coloring drawings of the bunny coloring and whatnot. So that's
so you work. So when you have a client, you will work with them in kind of creating a story. Is that correct?
Yep. It can go both ways. So right now for the line, because if you don't know me well, I do have in the line every character is named and every character has a story, and I do it in my product description. I talk a little bit about it, and I ask a question for you as a parent or you as a child. However, if you came to me one-off and said, I want something special from you, that's what I can do. Absolutely.
Amazing. And that's so cool, because as you know, you seem like someone that really meets people where they're at. And like, as you know, I'm going to school for social work, we learn a lot about that. As you can't go in with your views on life and religion and culture and background and experience, because each person's so different. And the nice thing about having a story is the children can learn about the character's individual story.
Yeah.
Get to know them.
Absolutely. And so that's actually one example when you say how I did that. So there is I'm starting to reach out to mommy bloggers and figure out what's my strategy, who do I want. And right now, because I'm starting off, I feel it's more about relationships. So I'm not really focusing on the affiliate buyback and whatnot. I'm more focused on like, okay, I want to get to know these people and I want them to trust me. So there's this one little girl who I find very inspirational. So her mom did a Q&A, and so I listened to it and I was like, oh, she loves giraffes. So I wrote to the mom and said, hey, I'd love to make a giraffe for Briella. So I not only made her a giraffe, but I also chose colors that I had seen her wear a lot because her mom's always dressing her up. And then I wrote a story page for her. And from watching Briella's videos, she waters flowers. She loves to cook. And so I said that, how Briella the giraffe loves to water flowers and whatnot. That's awesome. So I use that. And then when I know, I do this for my girlfriends all the time because all of my lovies in my gallery before I started line, those all are custom. Like, for example, my friend who's a mom of 3, so when she had her 3rd baby, I made a blanket for each. As time that, with the other 2 kids, I wasn't crocheting yet, so I made each kid a blanket. I made each kid a lovey. And for her oldest daughter, loves ladybugs, and in Italy, ladybugs are a sign of good luck. So I felt that was really cool. So I wanted to throw my own little twist, and this is where I like to be clever. So I did ladybug appliques on it for Freya, the daughter, but then I did Chanel C's for my friend and I. And when I gifted to her, I said, I want your daughter to be the first 4-year-old to have Chanel.
That's pretty cool.
That was my ode to my ode to my own interest, but my ode to the kid. And when I know someone's expecting, like I have a family member that's expecting now, and I went to her baby registry, and I think registries are, for any kind of occasion, I think are the best things ever, because it lets me know what you want. I don't have to worry about getting something you don't want, but then I always throw my own personal twist. And so what I do if a cousin's getting married is I look at their bridal colors, what are their bridesmaids wearing, and I take their wedding invitations, I make collages with flowers. Same thing with their children. Like my cousin, when she had her boy, I didn't know if it was a boy or girl. So I think Peter Rabbit's pretty universal. So I made her a Peter Rabbit for her baby, which turned out to be a boy.
Who doesn't like rabbits? You know, who doesn't like rabbits?
No, exactly. So I felt like it was like a safe. But then if I do know a little bit more, I usually ask, what's the nursery? So if you say, okay, it's a rainbow fish nursery, I'm like, got it. I have a color scheme. I know sea creatures. Or if you say jungle babies, I'm like, got it. I can run with this. But speaking
of custom, I know that you know that my mascot is the monkey.
Yes. And I have a surprise.
The people who are watching this know the third-eyed monkey is kind of just a part of my merch and just part of my character's Pole vibes and what I do, and I heard that you have something.
I do, so I want you to have the whole experience. So Lucy and Eddie, we're gonna move you guys over to the side.
They're not going anywhere.
It's okay, Lucy, you're gonna come back. I do this on my
They're
video
on the shot. They're still on the shot.
When I hold them up. Oh, got it. Let me.
Perfect.
Let me get you right there. Oops, don't fall, Lucy.
Taking a nap.
Don't fall, Lucy. There we go. I'm just gonna say, okay. So this is for you. I wanted you to have the whole experience. So yeah. And there's also a message card in there too, which I can pull out for you.
Oh, I even like the little things. Thank you very much. Love always. Kristina. Am I ripping the right way?
Yeah, no, do what you gotta do. It's yours. It's yours.
Whoa! Wow, that's super cool. It's a monkey.
So I made him a cool vest because of your colors.
Ooh, I like
I wanted him to have
this
a funky
is super cool.
vest. Yeah, so he has his own little
vest.
A little doodah.
The hippie vest. I like it.
Yeah. Well, you have this like cool vibe, and I was I need to get a cool monkey for Paul. So
wow.
Yeah, so that's for you. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome.
That was so kind, even thoughtful.
Of course. No.
And now, like I said, they're taking naps. I always will have us in the set.
No, I appreciate it.
Wow, the quality. I just gotta say the quality, and like you could tell that you really took your time on this.
Well, I looked at your logo and the multicolors, and that's what inspired me to do like the hexagons, because I wanted to get that kind of like cool.
The cool vibe.
The cool vibe. Yeah, exactly.
You can lean the monkey. You can lean your guys over here if you want.
Yeah, perfect.
So, let me read this. Should I read this to it?
Yeah, please.
Thank you for listening to our story and welcoming us into your home with Eddie, Lucy, and our other friends. Your child will always have a buddy for their adventures in the world of pretend. Imagination is a spark, and when ignited with comfort and love, it spreads, not only within, but to those around us. That's so true. To inspire and lead this next generation to continue to create an open-minded space of love and comfort where the imagination is fully embraced. I like that. A space where their imagination is fully nourished as possible, and it begins in this present moment with us. As you know, I'm all about the Eckhart Tolle present moment stuff. You are special and can make a great difference in the world. Welcome to our community of imagination. Embrace the moment, ignite the imagination, nourish the feeling, repeat. I gotta give you another hug.
Of course. No, thank you so much for letting me create for you.
That was beautiful. And I am honored to have part of your work here. We will find a nice place in the studio where he is always up front somewhere or hiding somewhere, different spot every time. So it's almost like Finding Waldo. You know, like,
yes, I love that book. That's
now, what
amazing.
should we name? What can we name the monkey? What should we name?
I was actually tempted to call him Paul because I feel like you inspire, but you have another name in mind.
No, I think it could. I didn't know what to do. I think that Paul could be cool, or Little Vibes or something. I don't know. Yeah. Very cool.
Or Victor Vibes, or
Victor Vibes. I like that. Kind of close.
Vibes, yeah.
Victor Vibes.
We can think about
victory,
that.
You know? Like
yeah.
Victory. Very cool. Now, was this your first time making a monkey?
It was my first time, and I actually made a second one in blue, and I haven't quite finished them yet. It's for my friend's little boy.
So this is all blue.
Yep. So this is going to be so the other one I made is all blue, and this is like a softer baby blue here. And what I'm going to do for him is he's going to have like a strand of stars between him, like in different colors.
That's cool.
Yeah, I made yours beige just because I wanted the multicolor.
It stands out.
And yeah, because I wanted I wanted the colors to stand out, and that's why. So that's kind of where, again, as an artist, like I do have a diverse art background, and that's the thing about art is you have to balance it. Yeah.
So I want people who are watching this, because I think I mentioned to you, I want to have you on again.
Yes.
And I want you people watching this, it's not live, but if people want to comment any questions or things do you want us to go over next time, talk about your story, and if you guys have any questions for her, reach out to you. They can reach out to you directly. You're very friendly on social media.
Yes, absolutely.
And if people talk to us a little bit more about maybe different services and products. I know you mentioned the different things you do, but for people who are watching this and want to reach out, like what are the different things that you're currently either can make or planning to maybe make down the road?
Absolutely. So right now, as far as products concerned, I am focused on the teddy bears and loveys. If you ask me product wise where I want to grow with it, like I do see like the animal hanging out the pacifier. I do see the blanket. I see the storybooks going along with each, because as I mentioned, like for example, I have a kitty lovey, a cat lovey, and the Joey is named, the name Joe is very special in our family because my great uncle was Joseph. My cousins, I have two different cousins, Joseph. There's a lot of Josephs. Yeah, we're Italian. What can I say? It rubs off.
You can say it once and then like 12 people look back.
I know, right? It's like all Josephs. But they're all, one thing all three of these men have in common, at least the three Josephs in my family, is they're all athletic. And so that's why Joey's a soccer player. And I would love to have that book, like that story book about Joey playing soccer. And I'm actually working on developing those story pages like I mentioned I did for the Mommy Blogger. So when you purchase the product, like you do get a story
that's what really makes, besides your great energy and the quality, I think that's such a cool way that makes you stand out and be unique. And when you connected with me, you were so open to finding a way for us to come together and energy exchange. I really like that about you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You know, this is kind of not maybe directly related to your product, but you seem like someone that I feel like can inspire a lot of other people who that go through challenges, suffering, that maybe want to start a business or become an entrepreneur. Like, what is some of your advice? Because you obviously have great coaching, as you've shared. But what is your like one piece of advice to like people of all ages who want to start a business, something similar to you, or just get out of their comfort zone?
Find something you're passionate about. Find something that lets you express who you are. And there's something that I'm still striving with. Don't make apologies. And there are things that scare me. Like I mentioned to you, blogging. It took me so many years to blog.
You comfortable with that?
And I love blogging now. Like I blog up to 3 times a month. Like I am a blogging maniac.
And you're gonna
like,
push me to blog.
I know.
I'm gonna be in your blog. You heard it here, and I appreciate that. You're pushing me.
Yep. No, because Paul, you shared something with me, and I was like, Paul, you'd be great for this blog idea I have because I don't have a lot of men on this topic, and I need more of a male force. You know,
I appreciate that. Me and my buddy will help out.
I know, exactly.
Victor
exactly,
vibes.
Right?
Coming in for the rescue.
Yes, I love it. But yeah, that's the biggest thing I can say is find something that you're passionate about. And even as a dancer, I remember right before so I still am actively dancing. And whenever I talk to young dancers who ask me, like this one girl asked me for advice one time, and she was a senior in high school going into college, and she's auditioning for different programs and trying to figure out what to major. Some of her dance coaches were saying, no, don't major in dance. And I told her, do what you want to do. Because college is about that freedom and about experiencing life.
Yes, yeah.
And yes, like I'm a drama major, but I went into corporate banking, and then I went back to dance. I know you kind of go through these melts.
And now you're here on the People's Podcast.
Exactly.
It all works out. It all works out in the end, We're all happy. It's all good.
Right.
That's so true. That's cool. Yeah. Because you have so many people, parents, counselors, family members that say, do this, do that, we'll be disappointed. Or they don't say that directly, but there's kind of that pressure to do something. And I'm very lucky to be in a family that I'm allowed to be. I don't feel pressured to be any certain way.
Yes. No, exactly.
I can be Paul Vibes, I can have this podcast in the house, but not everybody, as you know, has that same situation.
Right. No, exactly. And I think the other biggest thing that I'm learning as an entrepreneur constantly, and when I network with people, is listen to how people are doing things. How are they developing things? Like when you told me about your dreams, and I was like, oh, it makes sense to me because I'm hearing people do it. And when I'm here, and you learn so much more when you're listening to how people do things, and then taking it, and like usually what I do after networking calls is I'll take a long walk around the block, just because like I need that. I love
it's
to
funny.
exercise.
I'm the same way. We should go for a walk. We should do a walking vlog. I do those. We should.
Oh, I love that.
As a follow up to this video, especially if you have any comments, we should do it just because it's fun.
Yeah.
Do it in the park with my GoPro, and we can have a conversation.
That would be amazing.
But I'm the same way. When I'm on the phone, I'm like going to room. And it's bad because I get interrupted and stuff. But but I like to move around when I'm speaking.
Right. Absolutely. And I find it clears your head. And I always think, even if something's bad, even if something doesn't go the way that I want, I'm like, okay, what did you learn? And that's the biggest thing too, is like learning how to connect with people and seeing the good and the bad. And sometimes when you have a bad call, it helps you feel good for the next one. Like on Friday, for example, like I was having an okay call with someone. It wasn't terrible, but I knew to cut the cord. Like I knew I was confident enough in myself where I was like, you know what? Fine, this is the much I'm going to get to this contact. Like, we're not clicking the way I think we should. Let it go. And then move on to the next. And it's hard because I do feel this pressure to give everyone your time and always learn something. You're not always going to learn something. And it's a catch-22, but I feel like the more you do it and the more you just keep trying. And then, again, everyone's a little different. And I feel like something that I'm learning myself is, okay, when to stop, breathe, and reassess, and not be afraid to try things. Like my coach actually told me, both my coaches told me something amazing. So first, my career coach, Matilda, I was giving her a recap, and I have this analogy, and I do the same thing with my coach, Annie, my dance coach, and God bless both of them. If you're both listening, I love you.
Lots of love.
I love both of you so much. But I do this thing where like I throw the puzzle pieces on the table, and Annie gets it one way, Matilda gets it the other way, but they're both dolls because they both understand that I just need to like let it out.
Your way, yeah.
And Matilda gave me this really great analogy the other day where she said, I believe your superpower is you're always willing to try things, and you're always willing just like to see how it goes, just try it. And as an entrepreneur, it's it's scary. It's like, because you don't know if it's going to work.
Turn out.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not always going to vibe with everybody, but I want to just say to the viewers watching this, and myself, you are someone that's very approachable. You have great energy. You're always, and what's cool about what I like about you and people like Brandon and other people too is like, even if you have totally different fields, right? Yeah. It's usually people like to network within their field, or well, I don't see you as a client, so what's the point? There's a lot of people that view things like that. You're the type of person, and I try to be that way too. I think I do that, but people like you inspire me to like connect with people from all walks of life. And I've been having, if you would have told me in last November that I have someone who makes custom dolls, I'd be like, or bears and stuff like that, I'd be like, that's cool, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But as I connect and network, I'm like, hell yeah, let's bring as many unique people on.
Right.
And I want to get you on again, and it's like I said, doing kind of panel discussions.
Yes.
But for the people watching, I'm gonna share your links and stuff in the description.
Yes,
But
please.
just people who are watching now, as we start to wrap up, what are the different like handles or platforms you want people to like follow you at?
Sure, absolutely. So the best handle to follow me on is, of course, my website, www.KristinaLucia.TeddyBear. Scratch that. www.KristinaLuciaTeddyBears.com. Sorry about that.
Don't worry, and I'll include the links in the description as well, so don't worry.
Because at the bottom of each page, you're going to get a subscription, pop up, and that's to my blog. The blog, I feel, is a really big asset to what I'm doing, because that's where I include resources for you as a parent, as a caregiver, and whatnot. The other handle I recommend you looking me up on is my IG for both my company and even my personal, because I'm working on developing my personal.
Yeah,
so
you post a lot of fun Instagram posts. I gotta say, definitely check her out.
Oh, thank you.
You post some cool stuff, fun. You show you're real, like in the moment. I like that too.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely use some more collaboration on social media as well.
Absolutely, no, I love that. Yeah. So my my company IG is Kristina Lucia Teddy Bears. Personal is Lucia.Kristina. I also have a YouTube channel as well, Kristina Lucia Presents, which features the videos with these characters. So just so you know the difference, my company IG is focused around these products, meaning that I provide you craft videos. So if you have a young child at home or you're looking for entertainment, that's what I'm providing you. Oh, love the water. She's jealous now. She wants. Yes, I know you want some water. Got it? Okay.
Good vibes. Infuse good vibes.
You'll wait. Okay, you're going to wait. Eddie's very patient. But then my personal, I'm kind of working a little bit more on it in the sense of, because I've always put my drawings in there because I am an artist. People always ask me, because I'm a dancer, where are your dance videos? And that's just something magical that happened the other night in the studio. So I talked about Matilda, and Annie's very similar to Matilda, because she said to me, your rumba walks got so much better. And for people that know about Latin dance, like rumba is the middle of our 5 dances. It's the third one, and it's very foundational, so it's very important to work on. It's kind of like the tip of your, I wouldn't say it's the tip of your sales funnel, but it's a very important part of your sales funnel if you're thinking from a dance technique point of view. And she said, you got so much better, but you blocked out the noise. And I feel it's something that Matilda and Annie have both taught me in the past couple of weeks, is letting the noise out. And when you let the noise out, it kind of allows you to have
meditation in a way. Yeah,
allows you to have a superpower of getting out there. And in light of that, and being challenged as an entrepreneur to share tips like this, I feel it's more appropriate on my personal, which is where I'm thinking that's something to develop, because that could be a separate segue. You know,
you'd feel comfortable sharing something on that page that don't the other page, and that's okay. You know, we should have just as different conversation topics you may feel comfortable talking about.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? That's between us.
Yeah.
But you know, that's it. But I gotta say, you're someone that's really approachable, and you know, I want to say thank you for coming on and bringing this gift.
Oh, and of course, it was my pleasure.
I hope that you come on again soon. I'd love to do a blog with you, and like I said, anybody who's watching, whether they're a fan of mine or yours or both, that if they want to see us talk about different subjects together, or have any cool ideas or anything, just to reach out to us.
If it's fair for me to mention, so like I said, I do blog a lot, and part of what I do is special edition blogs. Like I'm going to be doing one in this coming August. I interviewed the two. I'm just laughing. He's so cute. He's so cute. I know, he loves to move. He loves to vibe. We're all vibing.
So you have an upcoming blog?
So I have one coming out probably tomorrow. Yeah, I believe tomorrow, which is about water, like warrior child to play with water.
Okay, so the only thing is tomorrow when this is uploaded. So just go on her social media, all the blogs.
All the blogs will be there. So. But I do a special edition one. So for example, like the couple that I'm taking group lessons with, they teach children. And so like I interviewed them. Cool. And so I asked them, because these are world champions, I asked them like, can you give me a little more background? How do you teach children? Like, because they're performing at a high level. They were on World of Dance, for example, for 2 seasons.
I started at a young age, yeah.
Yeah, and but how you put the joy in it. And so that was a really great conversation. You know, I mentioned to you about the other company. I know, shout out to Motley Crue, Julie, and your partner. I know, a lot of shout outs.
That's good. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, I want to do a blog with them on pets and why you're child to have pets. How do you introduce your home when you have a new baby to the dog? And so if anyone has ideas for blogs, like I'm all ears, because I feel like that's where these ideas come from. And like,
if any of your friends or family or friends, whoever is watching this, I think that they would be a good guest on the podcast. Just to add that, I thought you'd be a great connection, because you're into spirituality. You're obviously into connection and community, and that's the main themes of this show. And you bring that, you know, it's spirituality, self-development, connection, community, and those are all things that you embody. And so
exactly. It's actually ironic, because I came in the car, I was like, I have ideas for guests for you. Is that okay?
always. And you brought a lot of guests today.
I know. They insisted. So you insisted on coming.
So listen, I'm going to be posting all of your links, your blogs, all on the description. This isn't the last time. We have so much we could talk to, but we want to make this short and sweet so you could watch it all in one sitting. I think we need to bring it in for a hug.
Yes! Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. This is so much
fun. Let's send some peace and love to the viewers. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, seriously, thank you.
Look at this.
I know, right?
Life is never hollow, but if you ever feel twisted or need to be lifted,